she has found this like boutique called Glaçons. And
okay, it's called glasses. Like, I don't know. Audio Jungle. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Welcome back to Experts About Nothing.
Yeah, welcome back.
Also, thank you guys for tuning in to yet another episode. If you guys are loving the show, please consider liking the podcast, liking our Instagram page at Experts About Nothing, and as always, please feel free to DM us ideas on things you want us to talk about.
Yeah, we love feedback.
We love feedback.
Literally, positive or negative.
Just give us the constructive feedback too. We're happy to do that. If you guys have any ideas for us at all, things you want to hear us talk about, we are here to do that. And it'll help us out, frankly.
Yeah. This week, we honestly just want to catch up.
Yeah. We've had quite a busy last 6 weeks, I want to say. So we thought it'd be fun to just give you guys a peek into our lives and what we have going on.
Yeah. It's just going to be a rambly catch-up, grab some coffee. That's what I'm drinking right now, and it's hitting the
That's
spot.
What I'm not drinking. It is solid 8:30 a.m. on a Sunday.
It is.
It's an early record, but hopefully the energy is through the roof because I am a morning person, so this is my time to shine.
I am too. I think we complement each other because of that. Guys, I slept at 3 a.m. last night, and frankly, I have no excuse.
Giving self-sabotage.
I am embarrassed. And it is self-sabotage.
Mind you, we just talked about rest.
I know, and I was hooting about resting, and then I stayed up till 3 a.m. for no good reason. I wasn't even out on these streets. I was in my bed.
Honestly, it's a good thing that you weren't out on these streets, you know?
Yes. Yeah, but like, why did I do that? Okay, let me tell you why I did that.
Okay.
Basically, we did go out on Friday night.
Yeah.
And
it was a long night.
It was a long night, and it was a really fun night.
Yeah.
Do not regret the night. Super fun. But all of Saturday, like, I was meeting my cousin. We were kind of, like, out and about for a majority of the day.
We recorded another episode.
Yeah, it was, like, a lot going on. So I came home around, I don't know, like, when did we get home? Like, 5?
Yeah.
We went to Trader Joe's, got home, and then...
Like, 5:30, maybe close to 6.
Yeah, I was feeling myself, like, all my energy was draining because we didn't sleep all the night before. Mm-hmm. And I ate a bunch of Impossible chicken nuggets, and then I passed out so hardcore. Like, it was, like, full dark, because I woke up to Deeksha just tapping me, and she was like, I'm going to dinner. And I was like, oh. And I was like, look at my phone, 8 p.m. I was like, what? It was a pitch black, and I was so disoriented. And it took me, after you left, it took me another hour to like, actually mobilize, because I was in such a deep sleep. And then, I have so much energy. It was midnight, but I was like, I slept like a full half night's sleep a mere 3 hours ago. And then, Bridgerton Season 2 is out. And I have been so hyped for this. I've been sending trailers in our group message with Deeksha and Avanti.
And I literally don't watch trailers like that.
Guess what? They don't respond to me even once. But
that's not true. I don't watch trailers. I don't watch trailers.
Could have hit it with the thumbs up. Okay? Could have.
I would hit you with the thumbs up, and then you'll know I did not even engage with the content. I'm doing it
fine
to address
and I'm only sending fire content because the trailer is amazing, and I was like, guys, I am riled up.
I'm hype about the show. I still watch trailers like that.
Exactly, and they both watch the show. That's why I'm sharing it with them. And also Bridgerton, it's like, me and Deeksha are not watching the show together. It's like
it's a solo show.
To each your own.
It really is. I feel like because it started off as a solo show.
Yeah.
Very much thick of winter pandemic.
Thick of 2020, yeah.
Yeah, and it was too steamy to watch with anyone else. If we're being honest.
It's so steamy. And
the medieval romance really does a number on the soul.
On everyone's society. And so, then I watched 2 episodes of that, slept at 3 a.m., and I'm tired, but
Are the episodes as long as
they're each
one?
Like an hour. It's like a full
That was my
situation.
whole qualm with the first one. I was like, holy crap, I'm watching a motion movie picture.
Yeah, it is so good. And the fact, we'll talk about this more once we both finish the entire season.
Yeah, we'll do the full synopsis.
But even the whiffs of an Indian, 2 Indian leads. Okay, they're sisters. It's so gas. I'm just riled up. but also really sleepy because I didn't sleep
Oh
well.
my god. Well, on the note of shows, I also finished the show that's probably the least predictable show that I would ever watch. It is called Cobra Kai. I'm sure it's a very, very popular show on Netflix, but if you don't know, it's a karate show adapted from the OG Karate Kid movie, and it's definitely not my normal genre, and I didn't think I was going to even be committed to it. I watched a few episodes because P was like on episode 8 or something, and I was like, okay, whatever, I'll watch along. And then I came home and I was like, I need more context, so I started from the beginning. And these are only like 30-minute episodes, so they're quick watches. But as I kept watching, I loved it more and more, and it's 4 seasons. So every season gets more and more dramatic, and I love drama. And simply, the first season was more like, I want to say like childish, kind of like, what am I watching? I'm not sure if this is my vibe. After first season finished, every season got progressively more spicy. People are beating each other up, but kids were actually going berserk, okay? And it was hype. It's a hype show to watch, and I highly recommend it. And I thought it was really interesting because the whole time I was watching the show, I thought it was much older than it was. And then when I actually looked it up, it was like filmed in 2018. Like the first season started in 2018, so it's a very recent show because it's 4 seasons in now. And I was like, I don't know, it felt older to me than it was. Maybe it was the way it was filmed, or like...
Maybe they're trying to keep that Karate Kid vibe.
Yeah.
That's like an older... Well, the first version of it was an older movie.
Yeah, and it was interesting because they still had things like Instagram and Twitter and Facebook like, in the show. So I'm like... And mind you, like, I guess Instagram old now. Like, we've had it since we were in middle school.
Yeah.
So I guess, like, that's like a normal thing now. But it was just really interesting. And they had, like, Instagram stories and stuff involved, and... Yeah, but something about it was like old and new. So it was an interesting watch, but I highly recommend. And I finished it this week, and I'm not good.
Oh my gosh. Wait, is there going to be another season, or this is like series wrapped?
Let me look it up. Yes, Sterling.
Okay. Great.
It was renewed for season 5 back in August. That's hype. I'm hyped. So now, let's get on to some of the more life stuff that we've been going through. Something fun that we did this last week is that we went to our first ever podcast event in the city.
Yeah, we went to a live taping of a podcast called South Asian Trailblazers. Check them out. Really cool. They do interviews of different South Asian leaders in like different industries. My mutual friend, Sally, her friend was hosting the event, and she was like, you guys should go because Aparna from Indian Matchmaking is releasing a book, and they're interviewing her. Mind you, we love Aparna, okay?
Yes.
We are Aparna stans in this household, podcast hold, okay?
We are.
And I was like, that would be so fun. Let's go. It's literally like, we thought it was going to be like a seated
That is what
event.
I need to put some context into this. So Priya literally buys these tickets. And totally fine. I was like, okay, hype. Let's go to this event. It's on like a random Wednesday.
Yeah.
Then, of course, Wednesday creeps up. And then we have the busiest week this week with work. Like, both of us, I'm going to work multiple times a week. Priya is like grinding at home. And so she's running a little bit late. She's coming from home. I'm coming directly from work. So I get there first. And then I, of course, experienced the shock alone because I am now at this very intimate event. I went in there and I was like, yo, I'm having the anxiety of a career fair right now.
I know. It's that, like, social anxiety where you're like, oh, do I have to network with people and, like, talk to strangers I don't know? Because, like, we thought we were just going to beeline for our seats, sit down, and just
enjoy the show, discuss on our own, and then leave.
Yeah,
that was what we thought.
The mindset.
I put my bag down, and now I'm fully party of one, and I have no one to talk to. So I am like, Priya, run over here.
I was running. I booked it over there.
Very well organized, though.
Very well organized.
Amazing
there
event.
was food, there were beverages.
Yes.
It was, like, really nice.
Such a fun time.
Also, the establishment itself was super cool. But, yeah, there was, like, a pretty long period in the beginning that was just kind of like a socializing,
getting to know the people around you. And I think, like, the interesting part of this was this is the first time me and Priya went to an event after establishing our podcast.
Yeah.
And a lot of these, like, South Asian events, of course, there's a lot of people that are just interested in the show, maybe interested in Aparna herself and, like, come to the event or just want to support as close friends. But a lot of people that go are actually
or they have, like, some sort of side hustle. Yeah. And, like, I think that's how the support in the community is, like, built. It's just, like, you keep going to events like this, and literally everyone we met would be like, hi, I'm this, and, like, here's my, like, day job, but here's, like, another thing that I do, and...
Yeah, and most people... The interesting thing was actually most people led with their side hustle.
Yeah.
And that was interesting to me, because the first girl we met, really sweet, she was there alone, too, and... we were talking, and I think she was just interested in the event, like, just trying to meet people in the city, and we started talking, she's like, oh, like, what do you guys do? And then, like, my first gut was, oh, I work in tech. Like, yeah. Because that's my normal introduction when people say, oh, what do you do? We quickly realize, as the event goes on, that everyone, when they ask you what you do, it's more of, like, a creative question, less of a, what is your tech job? Yeah. What is your consulting job? But... it was really cool because we met a lot of really cool people.
I gotta say, though, we need to shout out Anya, who is our friend.
Yes! Okay, thank God!
Thank God she came. Oh, and we didn't know she was coming. And so, Diksha and I are still kind of just, like, vibing. We made friends with that one girl who we were just chatting with, but we...
and then she just came in. And I was like, first of all, I haven't seen Anya in probably 2.5 years.
Yeah, and probably longer, because like, I haven't seen her in...
since college, maybe. Yeah, and she came in, and I was like, oh my God. Thank God she is here.
I know.
Because, first of all, she's such a warm presence. She's super nice. And she was literally plugging the podcast for us, because me and Priya are, like, unable to speak at this event. Like, literally.
I know. I was so socially awkward. And also, like, I just wasn't mentally prepared to be full social energy vibes. Like, I feel like usually there's, like, a prep process when you know you're going to an event that is going to require you to be super talkative and, like, introducing yourself to all these different people. So then Anya was like, okay, come here. Like, I'm going to introduce you to all these people. And she would be the one plugging the pod.
Because we would literally be like, hi, our names are Priya and Diksha. And then she'd be like, ugh, they're not going to say it. They have a podcast. It's called Experts About Nothing.
She was actually, like, confidence coaching us through this event. She was like, you guys need to split up. Stop being weird.
Literally, when she said we need to split up, I was like,
I can't.
Mouth open.
I literally can't.
I literally cannot function as an individual right now.
I can't. She was really pushing us and helped us, honestly, meet a lot of different people who are all super cool.
So cool. But yeah, our goal is to just keep going to these events and just meeting more cool people around the city. It's kind of amazing because we have access to so many events in the city.
Yeah.
And I can't believe this is the first time we've went in, like, even the year that we've been here, in the last year, because there's been so many events that I've seen. I think it's more just about getting through the first one.
It's so hard to just get yourself there.
Yeah.
Especially on, like, weekdays. I am the biggest wuss to do anything on a weekday.
But most things are actually on a weekday, which is, like,
you
something we
just need to mobilize and be like, I'm gonna go, because it'll be a really cool experience. And also, like, this interview was amazing.
Yes, shout out to Aparna.
Aparna was amazing. I was kind of nervous because I was like, I have a mutual connection with Aparna, which is my cousin's wife, also named Aparna. And it is very confusing to tell this story because there's two people with the same name. But, like, I found out about Indian matchmaking through the Aparna that I know in my family. I was like, this is so crazy. I was not wanting to really, like, approach her because I get really stressed out whenever there's someone who's quote unquote famous. And I like hate, like, doing that initial interaction.
It was crazy to me, even being in the same room and her
like chatting it up. People you see on TV and then you just, like, see them in person.
It's, like, shocking.
Like, whoa. But then at the end of the night, after we met, like, so many people, and then I was like, we're gonna go in to get our coats anyway. I'm just gonna say hi. And I did, and then we had a full-blown conversation, and it was so exciting.
And literally, Aparna knew Priya's family members.
I know.
Multiple of Priya's family members.
Talking about my niece, like, literally just, like, it was so funny. She was so warm, such a, like, personable person to talk to. Dope. So
highly recommend listening to the interview on the South Asian
podcast.
Trailblazers
Definitely listen to it. I also want to read this book, so we will report back post reading the book.
So yeah, her book is called She's Unlikable.
She's Unlikable. Yeah.
Quick summary of, like, kind of how the talk went. She basically discussed discusses in the book, like, her whole life leading up to the show, as well as the show, and then the post-impact of the show. So it's a very, like, broad range of things. It's not just, this is my experience on the show.
About Indian matchmaking. And I think once you hear, like, other aspects of her and her life and, like, what got her to this point, it's way more eye-opening and like,
relatable. It's so relatable.
It's very relatable. General pressure around like marriage and relationships and all this stuff that she was feeling as she got to be on Indian matchmaking. But I also think her perspective on that entire realm of life is very refreshing because just a sneak peek that you can listen to this in the podcast, but there was a Q&A at the end, and one of the girls in the room was like, how do you deal with the ins and outs of dating, which suck, and like basically like the negative connotation that everyone has about dating and like dating apps. And then Aparna's like initial reaction is just, is it bad? Like, is it a bad thing? She's like, I honestly don't have that many bad experiences dating, but it's so crazy that like even through all of those experiences, she's like, I just think I haven't met someone meeting me at the place in my life that I need to be met at. Yeah. And that doesn't mean those people are bad people. It just means that they're not ready for what I want. We're just not on the same page. Yeah. That was just crazy to me because I'm definitely the type of person who, like, off the bat will be like, oh my god, I hate this, it's so annoying. Like, you have, like, 2 bad experiences and you just kind of, like, blanket the entire process because it is an exhausting process, it's a vulnerable process. But, I mean, I think her point was, like, no one's gonna, like, love the process, but you also don't need to write it all off. If you have such a pessimistic attitude about it, then how is anything gonna work out? Yeah, like, it's like you're already going in kind of hating everything. And so I was like, if she can feel that way after going through all the things that she went through, I need to start bucking up. You know what I mean? I was like, it was kind of just like a reality check to not be so dissuaded by like little things that happen.
Really? She's absolutely nothing like the show. Yeah. She even said it herself. Like, they record you for 200 hours. They cut it however they want. And then they put out the show. And it's literally 20 minutes of you speaking. From 200 hours of filming. And they don't get to see the show prior
to the release. So she's just like,
she saw it when the world saw it.
Yeah, like, how would I know that they're going to pitch me in this, like, not great light?
So it's really interesting, just her whole process with that. And how really, yes, like, she is a strong, assertive woman. But the way she was portrayed on the show is not how she is.
Not the person that she is.
It's like a sliver of like 20 minutes cut in a very convincing way. But yeah, that was something I really thought about after because I consume hella reality TV and I'm like, damn, I'm so quick to judge. Like, immediately. Basically, I judge almost within 5 sentences.
It's kind of like what they want you to do as like editors and like producers of the show. They want you to be like invested in either loving someone or hating someone. Yep. And so the show is just cut that way. But in reality, like, no one's like that hateable or that lovable. Like, there's always a middle ground. And they're showing either the best or the worst of their characteristics.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, like, it was kind of like, damn, once you meet someone who's been through the whole process, you automatically are like, I need to think more critically
when I'm watching these shows.
When I'm watching and just making these like rash judgments on people's entire character off of like a 30-second clip.
Now we'll get into our life updates. Oh darling. Okay, so let's talk about like kind of the stuff we went through in March. You all know, like, we basically went through an apartment debacle where our landlord didn't want to renew our lease with us. Totally fine. She ended up telling us that about 2-3 weeks ago, and we were already basically looking at apartments for every situation. And we had all these scenarios built out, and we're actively saving apartments. Once our landlord told us officially, we were already full. We were like, we already started. Let's just schedule the tours for the places that we have already considered. Yeah. So then we just started doing that, and I want to say we toured maybe 9-10 places. And our main thing was we want space and we want to be able to commute to work. And we really lucked out and we found an apartment on the Sunday. It was so weird because, like, people don't usually find apartments on Sundays. It's
it was a very day. And it was also, we didn't have this tour scheduled. Like, usually, like, you know, like, oh, this week I'm going to go see, like,
and you know the places. Unit. We didn't even know the unit.
We didn't know the unit. We didn't even have this tour scheduled. Basically, I had just, like, reached out to one of the listings. And then the broker was just his own energy and like, really taking things into his own hands. Really? And he just, like, called me and was like, or he was like, he texted me and he was like, give me a call. I have another unit
that would be perfect.
That would be perfect
girls.
for you. Of course, the normal sales pitch, and we were like, yeah, whatever. I've heard this so many times, and everyone's just trying to sell you on something, and then you go to the place, and you're like, what is this? Literally, what is this?
It literally is a dungeon.
Apartments we saw, guys. We had one tour where the broker just left. Okay, they were like, we have somewhere else to be. So you can just let yourself into the apartment.
This is the part that really bothers me about this apartment. The photos, let me tell you, the photos are all cap. Okay?
All of them are on like not even 0.5, they're on 0.3. Okay?
Yeah, and you're like literally looking at it at like from a completely different angle. That's why I never move into a New York City apartment without actually seeing it.
Yeah.
Maybe twice. Photos just didn't make it seem as small as it was. And we got in there and it was like literally, I can't
It was scary. I felt like I was in a haunted house.
So the broker wasn't there. First of all, she was like capping the whole time on the phone and we were like hustling to get to this tour. Like we were literally running from tour to tour. Yeah. And so we had gone to 2 tours before and then this was our last tour of the day. On a weekday, mind you. Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, I can only, if you're here at 5:45, I can show you it. Otherwise, see ya. And then we were like, okay, we'll probably be there at like 6 or whatever, like 15 minutes after whatever time she said. And then she was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to leave the door open. And I was like, why couldn't you just say that?
Yeah, just say that. We're like literally busting sweats trying to get to this place. And she was like, yeah, just let yourself in to a random apartment in a random building. We were like, okay. Like,
so we did exactly that, though.
Yeah, we did all of those things.
Shocked. Upon arrival, it was shock, okay?
We swing this door open. First of all, we were like kind of scared, and we just like kind of kicked the door, and we're like,
the sun kind of set at this point.
It was night. Like, it was night. And then it's darkness. Like, I have never seen such a dark space. And we were like, where's the light switch? Where's the light switch? And it's like me, Diksha, and Ashi, and we're like fumbling around. We're like, we need to turn on the light, take out our flashlight, turn on the light. And let me tell you, didn't do much for the place. Okay, the light honestly turned back off. Like, I was like, good, switch it off and let's go. It was so bad. And it was like the most dungeon-looking place. Like, each of the rooms was like the size of a closet. And all of the windows in each of the rooms faced another building. So it literally felt the most claustrophobic space. Like, I was like, what is this? We just do like a quick walk around and then we're like, no. And then
we were like, well, we ended on a really sour note.
That like trek home after that was so sad.
And I think something to know is the housing market insane right now. In New York, it is probably the worst time to rent right now. And honestly, it's probably going to get worse. It's definitely not going to get like amazingly better in a short amount of time because now we have the summer rush. But it is so crazy. There's now broker fees for everything. Yeah. And it used to be that the apartment or the landlord would pay the broker fee to like find, tenants for the apartment. Now the lessees are going to have to pay the broker's fee.
And this is how it used to be pre-pandemic. Actually, okay, so it used to be like this when I first moved to the city, which was around 2018. Broker's fees was already like a very established concept, and the person renting had to pay the broker's fee.
But a lot of the time, like even when I first rented, I didn't have to pay anything. Like you can find a lot of apartments.
It started to dwindle down, like closer to 2020 actually. Like then there was this whole rule, or I think it was like a law, and they were like, no more broker's fees. The landlord needs to pay, or like basically the leasing office, maintenance, whoever, they need to pay, and the person renting doesn't need to pay the broker's fee. And that was like super hype, and it was right before the pandemic, and everyone was lit. New York City news, like everyone at work was talking about it, Slack messages, like it was like crazy.
I mean, and I think people kind of assume that broker's fee price would just up the price of rent.
Yeah, like obviously it's going to inflate your rent a little bit, but at least you're not paying this like upfront cost when you're trying to move. Then, for some reason, I didn't know they were like back in fashion, and now we like tour all these places, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna be like a month's broker's fee, or like,
and that was a minimum because some places are more than that. It's like 10 grand or 40% of your annual rent. Mind you, we were paying actually too many G's. Okay,
so many G's, and we were like, what? Like, so in addition to rent, security deposit, just general moving fees, expenditures, we need to pay this other crazy
that
fee
we ain't getting back.
And I think the crazy part is, like, we don't have to, broker's fees is, like, you have to pay on the spot when you sign the place. So you need to accumulate this money somehow. If you don't have liquid money, just G's in your account, you're kind of screwed, and you need to figure it out. So it's a very stressful process.
And, like, literally, when we were signing our lease last week or the week before, it was a scramble.
It was actually a scramble.
They sent us this lease, and they were like, okay, you have 24 hours to sign the lease and also deposit this
insane amount of
money to us immediately. And we were all like, first of all, she wasn't even here, so we were communicating to her on West Coast time, okay? And then we were here scrambling through all of our finances to, like, moving things around in accounts.
Literally. Like, we were zelling each other money, and then Zell was like, I am halting you because this is illegal activity. Like, we got flagged. We were like, how do we get this money around? Because one person needs to make this, like, insane drop. And
luckily, we were able to split the fee over around 2 people, but insane. Very blessed we're done with that. But now we're kind of dealing with the less stressful but also not fun stuff, which is like getting boxes, scheduling movers, figuring out flex walls, packing up, moving out, like all of that. And I think also something that's really interesting, just in New York, it is really you win some, you dim some with every single apartment.
Yeah. All your boxes 100% will not get checked. Like, something is going to give. It's either going to be an amenity, it's going to be the price,
space,
location. It's kind of like the dance of seeing a bunch of places and then weighing your options on which one is the least miss for your situation.
Yeah. And then when you have, like, roommates also, you have to consider, like, everyone's preferences. And so that, like, adds another layer of complexity. Definitely worth it. But yeah, like, we, for example, let me tell you about some of the things we're dimming, okay? So me and Ashi both are not about to have windows in our room, so we're a little sus about that.
Yeah.
But also, I think because we are the ones that go into the office the most, we are not as affected by that. And also, me and Priya don't have closets, darling.
Pour one out. I'm so sad about the closet.
I know, because we have the most amazing closets here.
Closets right now, and it is like a huge luxury because my first apartment, I didn't have a closet. Frankly, I'm going to take this as an opportunity to try to become some version of a minimalist because that is the only way this is going to work. I cannot take all my clothes to this place because we also don't have a hallway closet. Like, that's crazy.
I know. Okay, me and Priya incorrectly thought. Like, so when we first saw this apartment, we did not take a video of the apartment. But if you think you could even partially live there upon walk-in, get your phone out and start recording. Priya had Ashi on FaceTime, and so we were just really focused on making sure we got all our questions answered instead of getting a double take of the place.
Yeah. And honestly, when you go into a place, you're like, bedrooms, kitchen, bathroom. Like, those are like the 3 things you're really paying attention to. But we incorrectly thought we imagined a closet. And we didn't. And we were like, okay, that's totally fine. We'll share a closet outside. At least we'll have some hanging space. And then it'll be closed. Whatever. Wrong. But anyway, we are going to clean up our stuff. Okay. The thing that I have so much of is beat-ass home shirts, okay? Like, for some reason, I'm always like, ooh, I have this home shirt and this home shirt. Like, literally lounge t-shirts. Yeah, it's because you accumulate like 1 million in college. You get free shirts all the time. Hold up, why do I even have all these beat shirts that I don't wear? And they're so old. They're, like, from, like, the beginning of college. I'm also accumulating new shirts every single day. Of course. So I'm like, I need to get rid of some of this stuff and just keep them at home. Then I don't have to bring things back when I go home, you know? They'll honestly, I love a good closet clean out. I did this when I moved. I did this when I unpacked. And you really do get rid of so many things, but somehow I just still have so much crap. Like, I literally am like, oh my god, I can never, like, fully, like, dwindle down to what I need. Yeah. And it's gonna be underbed storage. It's underbed storage. It's giving deep underbed storage. It's giving bed risers. Literally, like, the highest riser, so you can put 7 boxes under your bed. That's what it is. But, yeah, it's honestly so funny to do this, like, convincing yourself that, like, what you're doing is worth it, you know? And, like, me and Deeksha would have, like, nightly conversations. We're like, yeah, like, we don't have closets and windows. We're, like, convincing ourselves. And, like, we have to flex our walls, and we're doing all these, like, contortions of, like, how we want to put the walls in the apartment. But, like, and then we're like, we have a rooftop. We have a full rooftop. We could just live out there. You know, like, it's literally just... We have some co-working spaces. We have oh my god, we saw this lounge area, and that was, like, it for me. I was like, A lounge area?
And
Shut
simply,
up.
this is the thing. I want to count how many times I use that lounge area.
I know. No, I need to go into there.
I know.
At least 3 times
I know. Just for the respect of us having a lounge area.
Screaming about the lounge area.
Yeah.
And, I mean, okay, I think we it's a nice building, nice area. We like a lot of things about it.
Yeah.
And
But
we'll see.
On the most positive note, at least we have a Target steps away. That is my happiest. That is actually the biggest joy for me moving into this apartment. And nothing makes me happier than a nice, high-quality Target.
Vibing in a Target next to your apartment is an unparalleled feeling.
And it's just like, you have your normal chips there. I don't know. Like, I just feel like having a normal grocery store, one that, like, you go to in the suburbs, is so nice to have this next door.
Your normal brands.
So very excited about that.
But honestly, this doesn't help the clothes situation, because I'm going to I'm going to get another set of nice pajamas. I'm going to get a tank top. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just
every time, just like accumulate a couple things.
I'm going to leave with some random thing and have nowhere to put it. So
there's that. Excited to move, though. That'll be fun.
Excited to move. Guys, we got a front, like, we're trying to do a bunch of pre-recordings of pods to, like, have things set and ready to go.
We don't want to leave you guys high and dry.
We can't. We
can't. We're too invested in this.
We're too invested, even if you're not. So, we are traveling, and it is requiring, it's just like a lot of things converging at once. We're trying to figure out moving, we're traveling, we need to pack.
And I think our travel schedule made our finding an apartment very stressful.
But we're going to Coachella.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, and we freak out about it every day because we forget and remember.
Okay, backstory. We wanted to go to Coachella for years now. We were initially going to go in 2019. I think just the timing of the pandemic made it even sadder because like we had bought those tickets also a year in advance.
We were so revved up to go to this event, and literally I remember the day I knew the pandemic was real bad was when we were like, Coachella was technically still going on. Yeah. But the squad was like, I don't think we should go to this.
I literally, my heart sank. I was like, not the thing we've been waiting for.
And we were like trying to be like, no, it'll be fine. And then like mid-March, and we're like, maybe it is not
COVID said, shut the fuck up. Okay, you guys are going nowhere. You
can't do that.
And frankly, that's totally fine. I'm so glad we have our health and we have all of that.
Of course,
great.
Yes.
But now we are 10x more wrapped up for the show.
Oh my god.
Hype. Planned it better. Like, I think last time we were doing it, we were being a little bit more frugal, definitely, and like figuring out ways to save a little bit because it is such an expensive trip. Yeah. But like this time around, I feel like all of us just, after the year we've had, we were all just willing to, for the sake of it, to just get the full
if
package.
You're gonna go, let's just like do it, have like a decent amount of things already squared away.
Yeah, it's mainly a peace of mind, so you're not worried about like how you're gonna get somewhere, how you're gonna get from hotel to Coachella, how you're gonna get back, are you gonna Uber, how you're gonna get from the airport to Coachella, like all of that. I think it's just like a lot of small details that can drive you up a wall and make the experience more stressful than fun. Yeah. And I'm so excited because the package is just going to make our life so much easier, and we're going to be able to focus on being with each other and enjoying the music and enjoying the festival. Yes. So I'm hyped for that. But with fun comes great responsibility, and simply these Coachella outfits.
Oh my god, guys. This is so annoying because all these influencers and celebrities have stylists who figured this crap out, and us normal folk need to walk the walk, but we don't have the time or the creative vision.
And this is the thing. They out here wearing a plain white tee and white shorts, a monochromatic look, and wear some hot pink shoes. And that is like the look of the looks. You know what I mean? And we simply don't be looking like that when we wear things like that.
I know. I'm like, I can't look like Hailey Bieber, so I need to figure out like another way to feel good at this festival. Yeah. So the clothes have been on our mind. We haven't been able to give it enough thought and time as we would originally have liked to give. I remember for last Coachella, I started thinking about my outfits and ordering stuff.
I remember that too, but we also
months
had this
in advance.
Huge moving thing to deal with. So
and
we were
this
like,
time I am very unprepared. I literally was like, oh crap, like, but it's
I am actually 0% there. Yeah. Everyone in my apartment has figured it out. At least a couple outfits, you know, like a couple pieces. I have 0 outfits to my name.
Did you place your order yesterday?
So Priya, like...
I can't.
She has found this like boutique called Glaçons, and
okay, it's called glasses. Like, I don't think, but we keep calling it glaçon. Like, literally, everyone's saying like it's a French, it's an Australian website.
But it's hilarious.
It's because I went into Ushy's room and I was like, guys, I ordered all this stuff from Glaçons, and then Ushy was like, glaçon?
Let me explain. That store is fire, okay?
It is.
I have never loved so many things and had to like minimize my cart like that in a long time. Mm-hmm. So the answer to your question is yes. I did place an order yesterday. Are they Coachella items? I might be caught.
What do you mean? You just got like basics? I'm gonna beat you up, okay? I swear.
I got 3 things that are basics.
I can't.
But then I got one top that I think
One top?
Darling, there wasn't anything else I loved. And I wanted to really love
You're gonna have to pull a Hailey Bieber, so figure it out, okay?
I must say, I'm super excited about the stuff I ordered because it's stuff that I've been wanting for a while. And the stuff that are just so unique. It's like unique, elevated basics.
Yeah.
And that is my whole vibe.
Store.
And I genuinely feel like I'm going to wear these all the time. And the cool thing is, the brand is very highly rated. Like, I actually watched a bunch of YouTube videos yesterday of girls in America that are ordering stuff from there. And they're like, these are really high quality pieces.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get a lot of wear out of everything I got. The annoying thing is, it is $10 international shipping to the U.S. And, you know, it is against every bone in my body to actually pay for shipping. I cannot do that. But this time I was like, the desperation has hit a different level.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to have to maybe pay for express shipping. It's hitting a point of like, oh my.
Like, we're down to the wire.
We're down to the wire, and we need to get all these clothes and, like,
build
these outfits.
I placed 2 Princess Polly orders.
Yeah.
Both of them said they delivered, did not deliver, and Princess Polly has a policy where you have to wait 10 business days. It totally makes sense. Like, sometimes packages just show up, they get delivered to other buildings, people realize, and they get sent to the right place.
Yeah.
But simply that is not the case, as it happened to me before in this apartment building. It's just, like, really easy to mix it up, and I think it's just really difficult for delivery drivers. Honestly, like, occasionally a package here or there will be messed up and not go to the right place. So I basically had to start from scratch when I was looking yesterday. I tried to go in person in Soho, and there's some fun, unique boutiques there. And, you know, like, you walk by some of these stores and you're like, oh, like, these are like festival vibe stores, you know? I walked in a couple stores. Like, one of the stores is called Mystique, and the other is called Peaches and Cream. And we've actually been into Peaches and Cream before, so I had, like, pretty, like, high expectations because it's very cute when we went in last time. But, first of all, the store is really expensive. In the last, like, 4 months we haven't gone to the store, it has doubled in price. And also, like, I just didn't vibe with any of the stuff. It was more, like, summery, floral focused, and I didn't have a vision with any of that stuff. And then Mystique, it was just, like, the biggest store, so packed, like, so many different things there, but, like, also nothing that really spoke to me. And also, these places don't have fitting rooms. Their exchange policies are really weird. They don't have return policies. It's just exchange.
Yeah, it's just exchange.
And I was like, I'd rather find cute pieces in my time online instead of, like, committing to something and, like, paying money for, like, things that I am not even going to look at in 5 minutes after this thing, and I might not even be satisfied with them.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're back to the drawing board, at least I am, like, with my clothes. Yeah. But also, I am actually going to India right after Coachella, and this is the part that really stressed me out. I'm going to India for 3 weeks. I am so excited. This is the first time I've been to India in 4 years. I usually go every 2-3, and I haven't seen my grandparents in so long, and my aunts and uncles, and I'm so excited to go. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be a full family trip. My brother and my sister-in-law, they've recently gotten married this past August, and a lot of her family, due to COVID, couldn't come. So we are so excited to introduce her to the rest of the family, so then she gets the full scope of crazy in my family.
Fun.
It's going to be so fun, and frankly, Krupa is, like, my friend also. Like, she's my sister, but also she's my friend
like
first. Yeah. So I'm like, oh my god, this is so fun. I feel like I'm going on vacation with a friend. Okay. Like, I'm bringing a friend on vacation. Yeah. Even though it's my brother's friend mainly first. You know? That is going to take us to the end of the lease. So basically, my amazing roommates are moving me out of this apartment.
Correct.
I'm packing everything up in the next 2 weeks, so that's going to be chaotic. I think that's going to basically take us to the end. But we also have some fun stuff going on in the summer that we're super excited about. We have weddings coming up, and I'm excited to do some shopping in India. Maybe some shopping for pre-check, too.
I know. I think I'm going to have to recruit Diksha to shop for me because I don't have a plug in India right now to be giving me clothes.
And we have multiple weddings.
The prices in America are always just so inflated, so I want to try to avoid that if I can.
And the designs kind of can be a little outdated. Yeah. If you don't look in the right places, it can be a hard find to find things you genuinely love. I think that's going to be so fun. It's crazy because our friends are finally getting married, and it feels like a long time coming, but also, whoa.
It is alarming. That's alarming. All I can say. Okay, it is sounding the alarms in my brain, but I'm very excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'll be like excited, but also in shock.
And once these weddings start, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, like every year. And for the next, few years, it's going to be kind of chaotic.
Yeah.
And chaotic in the best way possible. Feel like I've been dreaming about these years for so long.
Let me tell you, I was so psycho when I first came to college. I literally, once I became friends with everyone, I was like, I just can't wait till all of our weddings. And everyone was like, are you nuts? We're 18. And I was like, I know. But, that has always just been the vibe in my mind of, me seeing at my cousins' weddings, their friend groups have so much fun at all their different weddings. And I was like, this is iconic, and I cannot wait until I am in that phase of life, not even for my own wedding, but to attend my friends' weddings.
I know, it's just so fun being able to see your friends go through transitional life things. I've seen my brother go through all this stuff, and so he's like, oh yeah, I have a wedding here, My brother and Krupa now are both just going to weddings all the time, 5-year vibes.
Yeah.
And the fact that now I'm I actually have weddings to go to too is insane to me.
Crazy.
I can't even fathom, but it's going to be the best time of our lives. I'm so hyped for the first one. My first one's actually in June. For one of my best high school friends. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
And then we have July, and then we have September, and then who knows what we have after that.
I know.
So
yeah, it'll be really fun.
That's kind of our full update, right?
Yeah.
We had nothing else.
Full update.
So yeah, now we wanted to end on our favorite. And this week, I thought of a theme. Since we are departing the West Village, we love it here, but we're going. So I thought we'd do a West Village favorite.
Okay, I have 2. Can I use 2?
Sure, but if you take mine, I'd be pissed. Go.
I don't think it's going to be yours.
Okay.
The first one is a food favorite. There's this place called San Panino in the West Village, okay? And I love a good panini sandwich.
It was a good panini. Priya took me there. I loved it. It was fun.
I really love it, and I also love very mom and pop establishments. This place doesn't even have a place to sit. You just got to go pick up your sandwich and leave.
And walk. And let me tell you, the first time we did this,
I can't.
Something about living in New York just makes me feel like going and grabbing a sandwich on your way home is just such a New York thing.
I don't know where she got this, image, but she was hooting on the street. She was like, I feel like such a New Yorker holding my sandwich.
And at this point, it's ridiculous because we are New Yorkers. We've been here for a hot minute, but
also,
it's oh my God.
I feel I don't know, the thing that I think of as, a New Yorker thing is, getting a bodega coffee and, a bacon, egg, and cheese, bagel or whatever.
Yeah, bagels, of course, it's classic.
And, I'm not thinking, this is, an Italian establishment. It's literally...
most sandwich shops tend to be.
I know, but it's a boutique sandwich store, and she's like, I'm holding the sandwich, and I'm walking on the street.
Because it's, one of those places where they don't even bag your sandwich up.
No,
they
just give you a full sandwich. Yeah, it is.
And you're like, okay, I'm on my way.
I guess whatever. It's, an authentic experience, but the sandwiches are great, and they always have a vegetable minestrone soup, and I ride for that type of soup. So, that's one of my favorites, and my other one is simply Blackstone.
Okay, I love Blackstone too. Yes. It's a good first.
Guys, everything in the West Village is expensive. The coffee is always $7 to $10, and you just need to be ready to rip that.
Yeah.
But Blackstone is also an established West Village
staple. There's always a line out the door.
Always a line. But you can get a latte, a large latte for $5, which is very impressive. And their food is great too. And honestly, the people are always like, there's always some fun banter in there.
Yeah.
Like every time
they're very fast too.
They're very fast, and like the people who own the place are like friends with. They just have a lot of regular customers.
Yeah.
And they're always just like, oh, hey, like, Bob, how's it going?
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, I just like to be in this environment and, like, vibe. Even
Feels
though we
very
ain't friends
homey.
like that. But,
yeah. Okay, so I actually also have a coffee shop fave. So my coffee shop fave, recently, this is crazy because I was, like, not anti, but I was, like, not going to this coffee shop for a long time.
Yeah, you were kind of anti, yeah.
I was, okay, basically this coffee shop near us, it's called The Elk. It is so cute, so good. Like,
very good, yeah.
Oh my god, each latte is definitely, like, a specialty latte there is $7, and if you want it iced, you're gone, okay?
Yeah.
That's kind of the vibe, but it is such a good coffee, and it hits like no other, and this place is literally steps, like, away from us, and it is amazing, and yeah, I only got it, like, in the last month. I got it once, and then I got it once maybe in the beginning of January. Really like that place. And the other place I really love that is also close to us is Entwine.
Yes.
It is just a really cute cocktail bar, and I feel like it's more low-key, but I really love the vibes of that, and it's a place there.
Yeah,
we went
the vibes
there
are good.
a few times now,
Yeah.
and the cocktails are amazing, and it's just a really great place to, like, catch up with your friends. And we went there actually in the winter. I'm sure it's so cute and fun in the summer to just grab
I know, we
drinks
were kind
there.
of freezing outside in the winter.
But it was still so fun.
Still fun.
But yeah, I really loved those two places. I'm going to miss them.
I know. I mean, we're going to come back. Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.